Okay, hello dear friends. Good morning. So this is the second or third day. It's not important which day, but one of this morning I woke up and it's very, 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 very hot. And I was waiting for the bus. There was no shade, nothing, and you just baked under the not so bright sunshine, not so much sunshine because of the pollutant or because of the dust or the cloud, whatever. And I was on the bus. I didn't choose any direction. Just to sit on the bus. I want to see how far it could take me. And it did take me to the fourth ring, fifth ring, sixth ring or something. And it took me very, very far. And I saw a lot of tall buildings. And I was quite sad to see that those places used to be used to be farmland and used to be much lower, and now tall buildings, skyscrapers, towers, and these areas seems not so center of the city, so the building construction quality was not that good, and you feel that this was less cared about, this area. And it makes me feel a mixed feeling. It is good that make tall buildings so people can live in a larger living condition, but I don't think it is planned well. Anyway, it's not me to make any critic. So so I was just taking the bus around and see what is the daily life of people here and there. And I didn't do much of the editing. I did some of the editing because from time to time, boom, 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 there pop up some horn sound, the car horn, beep, 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 beep. There was no rule and no regulation to control the car noise, so everybody can have the right to do it, but usually people are quite conscientious and not to do that, but still there are people who just make sounds as they like. And so I was walking and walking, actually sitting on the bus, and see life. It's quite interesting, don't you agree? And then I jump onto a bus. I didn't know where it would take me, and I ended up into something quite interesting, actually. And you will see. Mm-hmm.
位乘客，南小街到了，请您从后门下车。下车请顺卡。
Okay, so maybe maybe this bus ride is a little bit tedious for you to see, but I just cannot help. I'm fascinated by the bus scene. Anytime I go traveling, I like to sit on the bus, sitting from beginning to the end to end. When I went to Seattle, when I went to Chicago, when I went to Germany, when I went to France, I didn't do that much. France, Paris. When I go to any country, and Austria, any country, I like to do that. And then I end up into this little alley, and it looks very, very quiet comparatively. This is not yet that quiet. And as I was walking inside, it becomes much more interesting, actually. And then I went to a place. Actually, I was looking for a private library. So in China now, there are some people who has well established and start to make a private library, kind of doing some social goodness. And I could not find it, so I followed the road here and then there, and then I found this little park, and I found it very beautiful and interesting, and it was like in the movie, so why not just follow it? And a few days later, I chat with my friend, and I got to know this is the area that because of the high building and people migrate away from here, so this place was quite deserted or didn't taken care. So the government, the city government or the district government decide to renovate and to rebuild, to revive this area. So they started to build this little park. And I think they did a very good job, a wonderful job. Look at it. It's really beautiful. And this is Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. Not so many people. So it's very quiet. I heard during weekend, a lot of people here. So it may not be so quiet, interesting as here. So mostly they started to renovate from the outside. So they make they make the wall beautiful. They make the structure to start to exist, and then start to do the inside little courtyard. And from what I have seen now here, the courtyard inside was still not yet renovated. So this looks much more like the real thing. And let's just walk along and see what we are going to discover. And at least the city is starting to do something to improve. Everything cannot be changed overnight. And as long as we made the first step on the surface, then we will have time, resource, energy, and then we'll do the insider, to do the more details. Let's walk around. So it's so beautiful here. So I was thinking maybe I should do an outfit of the day. But, oh yes, I did an outfit of the day. And when I was in Beijing, every day I wear shorts with pockets, and it's very convenient. I went with my little bike and then bus, and it's very convenient. It's so beautiful, don't you agree? And the house behind me was the library, the private library. Okay, just enjoy the scene. Hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It's quite unreal. It's like in dream, don't you agree? The green grass and the little river. I don't know whether it used to have this river or not, but definitely a very good design. And here are a few pictures I took of that place. It's quite fascinating, right? And the sun is setting down, reflecting on the water. It's very romantic. Very, very romantic.
没做好，明天早晨。越厉害的辣了，越的苦。
他是应该先把那个面条蒸上。
And here are these lotus pond and rocks, stones. It's very much like, actually, like south of China gardening. And Chinese gardening is borrowing the landscape, and you see from here and there, it's all different. There is a lot of hidden, a lot of things behind, and they use the layering, and we use the layering, we use borrowing. It's just very, very interesting to see a different style of gardening. as I continued walking, I entered into this artificial street. I say it's artificial streets because it is. This is very, 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 very different from when I was young, and I think hundred years ago, it was like this, but not that perfect. This area used to be a commercial center, but during Cultural Revolution or during this year's development, it totally changed. So they rebuilt this area by some university architecture, university and design, borrowing and copying and referencing historical design and made it like this. It is good, but you just feel this is not real. At least I feel it's very far away from my life. Maybe because this is the beginning. After a few years of use, it might be more lively, have a real feeling. And this is only the surface of the street. If you go down, still those old streets not renovated. And it becomes very, very touristic. And you feel it's not so lively. And there are Zara, there are big international chain stores. This is a traditional store, but there are many other chain stores opening here. We will see what will happen, but when you go to any city right now, you see these kind of artificial streets that made for tourist attraction. I feel there is a life missing there. Don't you agree? Anyway, and I don't feel it used to be like this. This is not the old one, this is not the new one, this is not the future one. It touches something, it touches everything, but it stands on nothing, I feel. Don't be so sore. Let me just appreciate it and try to enjoy it. And if any of you travel to China, travel to Beijing, I'm pretty sure your tour guide will guide you here. Okay, let's just take a look around. And I wish you happy every day. I love you. I really do. Do.